We have a huge episode for you with new secrets, insight, and updates from the G.I. Joe Classified team. What's the plan for G.I. Joe Classified in 2025? How big will the mass device polar bear be? Are cyborgs coming to Classified? Why did Hasbro intentionally not give Blowtorch his classic colors? What shocking surprise did Viper Island confirm about Law and Order? We've got answers on all of that and a lot more. Watch until the end. You'll want to hear all of the updates and insight from the G.I. Joe Classified team. First up, an update on G.I. Joe Classified for 2025. We expect the next G.I. Joe live event to be held on Saturday, February 1st, which is G.I. Joe Day. Lenny from the G.I. Joe team said they have a lot of new figures to show off the next time they do an event. Some of these include Slice and Dice, Crystal Ball, Darklon, possibly even Retro Breaker, a new mass device item, and more. It's time to recap what we know so far about 2025. We already have some confirmed releases, and we'll tell you a few more that have not been announced so far. So here's an up-to-date listing of what's on the way for G.I. Joe Classified in 2025. And first, we'll start with the mainline. The first wave for 2025 includes Leatherneck, Dialtone, Xandar, and Saw Viper. The next wave includes Blowtorch, Footloose, Darklon, and Frag Viper. Then there will also be a mainline release of Snake Eyes version 4. He'll be in a wave later in the year. Crystal Ball will be part of the Walmart exclusive line. Radioactive Snake Eyes and the Polar Bear, they'll be released through fan channels. Now get ready for some spoilers. Here are 4 new figures that we're expecting for 2025. Night Force Outback. This will be part of the Walmart line. In addition, Mad Marauders Mutton Junkyard, Mad Marauders Footloose, and Mad Marauders Falcon. These 3 releases should be available through fan channels. Let's jump over to the Retro Card line. The first wave for 2025 will include the Cobra Viper, Dr. Mindbender, and Rock and Roll. The next wave will include Flint, CoverGirl, and Televiper. The next wave includes Breaker, then some Pulse exclusives. First up is the Cobra Defense Perimeter and the Trench Viper. Next will be Cobra Claw and the Cobra Pilot. Then there's also a 2-pack of Slice and Dice. And the last Pulse exclusive that we know about is the Awe Striker and its driver Crankcase. Let's jump over to the deluxe offerings. We start with Heavy Duty, then there's Law and Order, and the Firefighter from the Legacy Collection. As a reminder, Hasbro has said that there will be significant delays to products in 2025. Next, over to the mass device. In a recent podcast, Lenny and Tony from the Hasbro team said that the polar bear was designed so that it can stand on its hind legs just like in the cartoon. They said the bear is big and heavy. It will be over 9 inches tall when it stands up. Lenny said that the Snake Eyes and polar bear will not follow the established figure and pet price point, so it appears there are exceptions. Expect to pay more than normal for this set. It will have its own price point. Next, when designing Frag Viper, Lenny thought the 80s design of Frag Viper's sashes were not practical for someone who is throwing grenades, so they modernized it with a bit more of a technical outfit. And they also kept one sash to denote the rank of the squad leader, and it can be removed. Lenny said the Frag Viper's helmet is removable, and underneath the helmet, there's a special reveal. This is not another figure with a balaclava head sculpt, there's something more to it. But Hasbro's keeping that secret for now. Folks, we're calling it right now. We're predicting that the Frag Vipers are cyborgs. Think G.I. Joe meets RoboCop. Half man, half machine. The Hasbro team said they want to keep it a secret what's underneath the helmet, but we feel very confident that Frag Vipers have a cyborg head sculpt under their helmets. I had next to no interest in Frag Vipers when they were first revealed. If our prediction is correct, then my interest in Frag Vipers has quadrupled. Making Frag Vipers cyborgs underneath their helmets, that would be very cool. Lenny also kept referring to Frag Viper as it, whereas he always uses pronouns for all other characters. It's a minor point, but it does strengthen my theory that the Frag Vipers are cyborgs. So what do you think? Did we just spoil Hasbro's secret about the Frag Vipers? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And let us know if this changes your level of interest in Frag Viper. If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed. Next, over to Blowtorch. Lenny said that the disc-like shapes on Blowtorch's outfit made no sense, so he looked into it to find out if it's based on anything real, but it's not. So he decided to do something new instead, and he calls the modernized diodes dampeners. Essentially, Lenny says that this is supposed to be a diode that connects to the armor as a cooling system for inside his gear. That way when he's in the middle of a fire, he stays cool. Lenny says that he chooses to believe that this is supposed to be a protective suit for Blowtorch, something that serves a function. Tony said they steered away from the brighter colorway for Blowtorch and went with the muted red and yellow instead because they wanted to make Blowtorch look like a real-life fireman with a tan yellow colored outfit. The helmet and mask are both removable, and he has a full portrait on the head sculpt with hair, not a balaclava. The mask goes on first, and the pipe, that connects to his vest. Then the helmet slides on over top, the mask is crystal clear, and Lenny said it all fits together really tight. Next, over to the Thunder Machine. Lenny has said in interviews that the Thunder Machine is too small for a HasLab. This means if it joins the Classified series anytime soon, it will most likely be a standard retail release. Over to Python Patrol. Lenny said that the goal is to represent all ranks in the Python Patrol line. This is why repaints of the Trooper, Officer, and most other leaders will be part of the line, and Hasbro intends to do this with all other sublines. And it now begs the question, will we also have a Python Patrol Cobra Commander coming sometime down the pipeline? Next, over to multi-packs. Hasbro's goal with Troop Builder multi-packs is to include interchangeable heads and interchangeable accessories. Their plan with Classified is to allow collectors to customize through secondary parts, pieces, weapons, and blast effects. And we've been seeing a lot more of this in recent releases. Next, let's move over to the retro card line. Lenny from the G.I. Joe team has said a few times in the past that essentially every figure that's made for Classified will end up with a retro card edition at some point. And he's clarified that this includes sub-teams like Tiger Force and the others. In short, G.I. Joe Classified has a long way to go, or at least for as long as collectors are interested. The retro card line features characters in the same vintage or similar styles as the O-ring figures from back in the 80s. Next, over to Darklon and Xandar. These images are courtesy of David Liu, and we're going to take a look at Darklon first. These fresh leaks give us a closer look at a more complete Darklon figure, and it's giving major vintage vibes with a Classified upgrade. In case you're wondering, the heads are often absent in leaked shots because, well, there are those pesky traceable numbers that are printed on their foreheads. But there's still plenty to unpack here. This version of Darklon has a vintage-inspired look. It's a love letter to the original design, with some modern touches to make him pop. A green top with bold black stripes, a chest holster for that battle-ready feel, black plated armor on his upper right arm paired with wrist gauntlets for extra menace. His maroon cargo pants feature a leg armor reminiscent of the iconic Cobra Vipers. He has black and green gloves and black boots for a clean, cohesive finish. And the cherry on top, gold cartridges sculpted onto his right boot. The attention to detail here is top tier, making Darklon a perfect addition to any Cobra lineup. And speaking of which, let's jump over to Xandar. Here we have a closer look at Xandar's chest markings, and this is where things get interesting. For those of you hesitant about his updated look, good news. Removing his vest instantly gives you a more vintage Xandar. The 3 lightning bolts painted across his chest tie beautifully into the war paint on his face and neck, creating a cohesive, fierce design that screams Dreadnought badassery. As for why these figures work, both Darklon and Xandar are bringing serious personality to the Classified series. Whether you're all about the vintage accuracy or modernized updates, these figures both do the job in bringing some old school G.I. Joe goodness. Then next, over to Law & Order. We have new images of Law & Order. This confirms our last report in which we told you that Law's walkie-talkie can be removed from his vest. In this image, we now have proof that the walkie-talkie does in fact plug into Law's vest. Thanks to JCon for posting this to confirm and support our last report. Let us know in the comments below if this type of detail makes you more interested in getting Law & Order. I'm expecting this to be one of the best releases for 2025, and there's a special reason why. The military police officer, Law, is using the Outback body mold, which is one of the best figure molds in all of Classified. This is great news for anyone who's excited to get Law & Order. For accessories, Law includes everything that you would expect him to come with: an Uzi, a nightstick, a knife, a pistol, handcuffs, a removable black watch, a flashlight on his belt, a leg holster for his Uzi, his signature removable white MP helmet, and 4 pairs of hands. On his vest, there's a lot of intricate sculpting. His police badge, a holster for his pistol, a CB radio attached to a hand microphone on his shoulder. And on his belt, this is something new, he has a loop for his nightstick to be holstered on his right hip. This is big news. Meanwhile, the German Shepherd Order has a brand new sculpt. He has 2 head sculpts, one is his good boy look, the other one, he's an attack dog. He also has a head cover with black goggles, and the holes allow this to fit snugly over his ears. We believe that Law & Order are going to be one of the best classified series releases to date, and here's why. Arguably, the best animal companion in the classified series so far is Crocmaster's Crocodile Fiona. It's a beast of a figure. It featured incredible sculpting, paint apps, design, articulation, and overall presence. Other standouts from the classified series include Alpha Commando Timber, Renegades Timber, Junkyard, Raucous, and Porkbelly. And as great as all of those are, Order might be even better than all of the ones I just mentioned, ranking second best to only Fiona. Of course, that's just a matter of opinion. But then let's talk about why Law is going to be one of the standouts in 2025. Law is a complete reuse of the Outback figure mold, and this is hands down one of the best molds in Classified. Anytime a figure reuses the Outback buck, we automatically know it's going to be a top quality figure which is guaranteed to look excellent. So far, the full body for Outback has been used to recreate the following figures: Tiger Force Outback, the Mainline Outback, Range Viper, the Hiss Fireteam Range Viper, Clutch, Night Force Falcon, and Law & Order. Each of these figures have received very positive reactions from collectors, and I could not be more thrilled that this is the buck that Law will be receiving. Outback's legs have been used to create General Hawk and Heavy Duty, so this speaks highly to the quality of the Outback figure mold. Law's handcuffs are reused from Chuckles, and these hands include reuse from Sergeant Slaughter. The leg holster for Law's Uzi is a first, and it's going to make Law look even more tacked out and battle ready. He has 4 sets of hands, and one of my favorite features here, there's a baton holder attached to his belt, and this is something that we've wanted since day one. We can just imagine how good Law is going to look when he's all geared up. This head sculpt looks great, and his overlay vest is possibly one of the best vests in the entire line. Overall, from head to toe, this is an accurate depiction of what we expected from Law & Order. And as you can see here, the twisty cable for the walkie-talkie is loose. It is not sculpted into the vest. And this innovative design marks a new development for the Classified series. Furthermore, we believe that this will be included in the Legacy Collection's police officer figure as part of the First Responder series that they're rolling out in 2025. First up is a firefighter, but we expect to see a lot of reuse from Law's secondary gear in a future police officer, including the baton holder on his belt and the vest itself. If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed. In every single way, Law & Order really delivers. Overall, this 2-pack promises to be a nostalgia bomb full of old-school G.I. Joe goodness, while also providing molds for other police-related figures in the future, which we believe includes a Legacy Collection police figure in 2025. In terms of Classified, despite how much reuse is going on here, this looks like a brand new figure, and while it's not the pinnacle of innovation or brand new design all over, Law & Order delivers high marks in every category across the board. We wish you all a happy holidays. Stay tuned to Viper Island. We'll be keeping you informed and entertained into the new year and beyond. And there you have it. You've made it to the end of this episode, and we really appreciate that. Thumbs up down below. And we would love it even more if you take just 1 second of your time. Make sure that down below you are subscribed to the channel. We ask that you do, because that guarantees that we definitely get to see you back here again next time. Thanks for tuning into Viper Island, your one-stop shop for all things G.I. Joe. When there's relevant news, we'll be here to discuss all of it, together with you. Thanks for watching, thanks for supporting, have a great day, and yo Joe!